You are now tuned in to Hits 92.3, where we take great pride in personal expression of one's feelings, thoughts, or ideals. What you're getting ready to hear on this show are the opinions of the hosts and their guests, and they do not reflect the opinions of Hits 92.3 radio station, the brand, management, staff, their respective advertisers, parent companies, or affiliates. Now stay tuned as this show begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Da 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 da. You get on my damn nerves. My patience running thin. This ain't even anger. Bitch, you make me anxious. This is barely about us. You got problems in your mind, and you keep making big threats, and we don't see eye to eye. You spend half your life with dilated pupils. I don't think you're nice, and you treat me kinda cruel. All your moves is crazy, you compromise my safety. All your friends are shady, they tried to warn me vaguely. You patronize me daily, you never call me baby or treat me like a lady. And mainly, quite frankly, you get on my damn nerves. My patience wearing thin, and this ain't even anger. Bitch, you make me anxious. This is barely about us. You got problems in your mind, and you keep making big threats, and we don't see eye to eye. At your big right age, you should have a grip on that reckless rage. And I should take a hint, cause my resting state shouldn't be delusion. I should contemplate how we got to this conclusion. Well, we used to have something so simple, so sweet. You had me brush and sweat me off of my sleeve. We used to hide the shit all down to a science. Now are we sharing this? Imagine if we stood our ground. I wish that we could work this out. Just kidding. You get on my damn nerves. My patience wearing thin, and this ain't even anger. Bitch, you make me anxious. This is bad about us. You got problems in your mind, and you keep making big threats, and we don't see eye to eye. Yeah, God, problems, and you get on my damn nerves.
It's your favorite BBL Nurse Taye on Beauty and the Body, where we tell you how it really is on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio.
You can buy a hair that won't grow. You can fix your nose if you said so. You can buy all the makeup the Mac can make. But if you can look inside you, find out who am I to be in the position to make me feel so damn pretty.
All right, you guys, happy Monday. I hope everyone had a safe and warm, cold, whichever it was for you, weekend. Today, again, we have a very lovely special guest in the building. I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Angie. I go by the name of the Detoxologist nurse.
Okay, and what do you do?
What I do is I help people detox their whole body overall well-being is what I help with.
All right, and how long have you been doing that?
Oh, I've been since 2018. Yeah, 2018. is when I got initially diagnosed. And so I found out like detoxification, once your name get on a chart, you want to know like, how can I get my name off this chart, because I don't want to be on medicine for the rest of my life. So yeah, so that's the reason why I started the journey.
Okay. And what made you want to get into health and wellness besides your own personal experience?
Well, I enjoyed as a emergency room nurse, like how you and I are initially connected. Being in the emergency room, you see a lot of revolving door, people coming in, and again, I fell in the trap of just reading off the discharge instructions. But it was one patient in particular that came in, and his whole life was disrupted because he came in not realizing that the sole of his feet were gone.
Oh, wow.
The sole of his feet. I mean, on one of his foot. And when I asked him, like, hey, how long, the normal assessment question, and he said, I don't know. I never look at him. Yes.
So you never put on lotion?
Never.
You never bathed your feet in the shower or bathtub?
He never looked at
You take
him.
off your socks?
I know it sounds unbelievable, and the worst part, you would think this person is older, right? This person was 36.
Oh my word. That's not funny.
Yeah, 36. 36 years young, and when he came into the emergency room, I remember him, being diagnosed, and they had to do a foot amputation.
At 36?
At 36.
Did he have diabetes?
He did, but he wasn't aware. He wasn't aware. And sadly, he had just had a family member. So I can't quite remember, like, who was it that passed away? I'm going to say maybe his father had just recently passed away from diabetes. Never thought to go to the doctor. Never thought to get...
Was he heavy set?
Yes.
Okay, I'm trying to figure this out now, because it's not making sense.
Yes. I know. It sounds unbelievable, but it's people that have real life issues that under assumption you're thinking he's young, but he looked like us, but didn't go to the doctor.
Yeah.
And did not check the bottom of his feet.
My word. And he probably could have been like stepping on stuff.
And he did. When I asked him, of course I started doing a survey. I said, let's go back to see like how did this initially happen. So it wasn't both of his feet. Both feet were affected, but only I think it was the left foot, I believe, not real sure. On the bottom of it was necrotic. So that's the reason when I'm saying the sole of the foot was gone. That's how bad it was. And I asked him, I said, what was your last activity? He said, I took my kids to the swimming pool, not realizing the cement had done burnt. Yes.
Oh.
Yes. When I say that, when graphic, I want you all to feel every bit of it. So you can take your health serious. Take your health serious.
We got to do better as Black people, just in general.
Yes.
We got to do better with checkups. Even if you feel like you healthy, ain't nothing wrong with going to Walmart and putting your arm in that free blood pressure check. It won't kill you.
Yes.
It won't kill you.
Yes. Yes.
There's free events. Because I know that the issue now is like, health insurance. There's a lot of resources out there that you can do. There's a lot of like health events that you can go to to try to get some help. But y'all, doing checkups is mandatory at this point, because life is lifing. And not only if you have health issues, add mental on the stress of life, like you could be just dwindling and not even know it. For me, what I don't like is men with high blood pressure.
Yes.
What I try to explain to people is you probably had high blood pressure for years, but your body has been compromising, been trying to hide it from you and masking it. Only when you start being symptomatic is when your body's like, hey, bro, I can't do this on my own no more. I'm going to need for you to go to the doctor and see what's going on so we can get better. I really hate that for him. He was so young.
He was so young. With something so devastating.
Yeah.
Life changing.
Right.
And he was married. Can you imagine? You said your vows because you thinking you having a healthy man. You're not realize this other package that's coming along with it. So your marriage now is short-lived, because who wants to be able to take care of you when you can't run with your children? You no longer, now we have to worry about how we're going to get you around. Now we got to change our home to modify so you can get in and out with this wheelchair or crutches.
And then the younger people, they get really angry.
Yes.
Like really, really mean. Any young patient I've had that has something debilitating to where you can no longer walk,
Yes.
Can't feel anything. Whew, I have to say a prayer because I'm like, I know it's not me. I know you're not mad at me. You're just mad at your situation. However, I'm going to need you to understand it's not me. And today I'm here to help you.
Yes.
So let's try to figure this thing on out. There's no need for the back and forth.
Yes.
It's a hard realization sometimes.
Yes, very.
So explain, what is a detoxologist? Because you call yourself the detoxologist nurse.
Well, when I kind of came up with the name, when I came up with the name, it was an opportunity for me to explore detoxification. So, like I said, that young man was the foundation to get me excited. Like, what can I have done or to talk to in order? I know I couldn't save his foot, but what can I do to save the rest? Give him a little bit of longevity, because you can live without a foot.
You can,
and you can still have a healthy life after the foot. And so my thing was, how can you restore hope to the hopeless? So my journey was like, what kind of information could I give him? And I kept seeing like the holistic practice on there, but I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to convert myself. So it was very difficult for me to see, like, Angie, what could you say to this 30-something-year-old, him and his wife and his children, on how to live, how they still can have a very successful life? So again, that was the start of the journey, but I wasn't ready to convert, because going with detoxification, you got to sacrifice. You got to stop eating those same familiar foods, comfort foods, and you have to being able to implement things that you never heard of in order for you to move forward. And then God allowed my name to be on the chart. And when my name got on the chart and it said no cure, so now God not only allowing me to take care of the people, now he's saying, what you gonna do? Yeah. You telling everybody, you reading all these discharge instructions, and you just reciting, but now what are you gonna do? And so that's when I got on the journey, like, how in the world I got hypothyroid disease? That's what my diagnosis was. And I was like, how? I just had a physical. In February of 2018. By September of 2018, that same year, that's when they diagnosed me with no cure.
So explain, like, what symptoms someone would have with hypothyroidism, just so they understand.
I had the headaches. I had mood swings. I noticed that I was crying, and I didn't even really notice. I didn't notice these symptoms. My husband did. He's like, Angie, something is wrong with you. And I thought, we just got remarried. He just hadn't been with me in a long time. So, it has to be him. And so when I went to the doctor, we thought I was going through menopause, because I was over 40. Perimenopause was a thing, but I never heard of it. I mean, never knew anybody that was openly talking about it. And when I went to the doctor, and she said, Angie, all your lab work coming negative. You're not premenopause. She said, so I noticed low sex drive. So I just got married. What you mean? I don't even have no desire to do it with my husband.
Yeah.
And so mood swings, shortness, and then I started going through what I now know to be depression, because I was thinking about people who was deceased, and I just bust out crying for no reason. So all these things my husband having to deal with, and again, I'm counting it off as nothing. I'm not realizing it's connected to anything. So again,
we love to dismiss stuff. Especially as nurses. Definitely. Like, an arm ain't hanging off, I'm okay.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, we functional. Your body has a language, you all. And that is what I'm out here being an advocate for. Your body has a language. Learn your body language. And when you're in a relationship, it's a love language that your other mate has to be able to understand. When your body, you have a health language that when you noticing foul smells of your poop, that means it's time to detox. If you notice that you got frequent headaches, if your headaches only come at a certain time, that is a language. So when you start on numbness and tingling of the finger, that could be a mineral deficiency. So your body has a language, but you passing it off as, oh, blurred vision. Oh, you know what? My ears be having a ringing sound, but I don't quite know what it means. Maybe because I put this on water, got in the shower. We always using it as an excuse. We always using it as an excuse.
Because don't nobody want to go to the doctor. I want to be there all day. Like, I got stuff to do.
Exactly. And like I said, because I know how the nursing work, because we both are ER nurses, I did the same thing when I got the call, and they were like, let's go and dig deeper after my lab work came back. She said, let me send you for an MRI. And when they sent me for the MRI, I remember going to Olive Garden because I was so stressed. I went to Olive Garden, I ordered me a nice cocktail, and I sat down, and my husband like, well, what do we do now? And I said, well, we're just waiting. And I got the call, and they said, Angie, you need to go to the closest emergency room now. And when they said now, when I got there, that's when they diagnosed and told me it wasn't just hypothyroidism. They told me I had a brain tumor.
Oh, my word. Okay, that is a very good cliffhanger. We're going to take a short commercial break, and then we will be right back with Nurse Angie.
Yes.
Body image and positivity are major impacts in today's society. At Nurse to Beauty, we believe in bringing the beauty from within to the forefront. For those of you who are planning to have cosmetic surgery, Nurse to Beauty is ready and available for all of your postoperative needs. My name is Dontricia Dunham, and I am the registered nurse and owner. I have over 10 years of experience with emergency medicine that has aided me in giving quality medical care for cosmetic surgery clients. We specialize in a number of safe and effective options and solutions to help you achieve your ideal body image. Have a one-on-one virtual consultation via phone or private suite location. Have your lymphatic therapies and all other postoperative needs performed by a licensed medical professional. Mobile postoperative services are also available upon request. Not interested in cosmetic surgery at this time? No worries. We also provide an array of body modification services to fulfill all of your beauty enhancement requests. We understand how costly aftercare can be after a cosmetic surgery. Ask about our affordable payment plans today with instant approval and no hard credit check. Log on to www.nurse2beauty.com for more information. Call or text 404-849-0260. For education, client transformations, and reviews, follow all of our social medias at Nurse2Beauty. See you next time.
I could hold you in my arms forever, but it wouldn't be long enough. Time is of the essence, yeah, but I'm running out. Why can't I run away from you? Why can't I run away from you? No, just say you won't.
But of course, I'm having lover's remorse. Climax after climax, and now I'm looking for my drawers. Oh, they on the floor. See, I got a pre-rolled in the car. It's crazy how feelings can change between yesterday and tomorrow. Your late 20s, they got you all up in my business. You see younger women be less likely to question my intentions. You feeling my vibe, you know this shit you came by. Even though it's still shit I can't buy, I'm gon' try. See, these days it's either real friends or the yes friends. These days it's either wedding ring or it's chase my dream. Fucking right, and I got a bad thing for the night. And tomorrow's a different story, see that's the story of my life. But
hold you in my arms forever, but it wouldn't be long enough. Time is of the essence, yeah, but I'm running out. Why can't I run away from you? Why can't I run away from you? No, just say you won't.
oh, but of course, she always got a voice. But social media temptation, it means I'll always have a choice. I'm psychologically pre-wired to be mentally sex crazed. It got me eating the groceries, thinking back to my I don't give head days. I was
All right, you guys, welcome back to Beauty in the Body with Nurse Taye. We have Nurse Angie in the building. She was just sharing her experience with us about how she turned her own life experience into a life-changing business and career. So before we went to commercial, you were saying that you were diagnosed with a brain tumor.
Yes.
Talk more about that.
Yeah, so once she called and I went, and again, I'm being a nurse, but now my name is on this chart. And I'm trying to see, I went back home. I got me a snack bag because I know how the emergency room works.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, like, I'm going to be here forever. So, at least let me be comfortable. So I packed me a snack bag and I did bring overnight. And I remember walking the parking lot and I had my oil, my anointing oil. And I was like, God, why would this happen to me? I just got remarried. I just moved back from California, and I was rushed with emotion. And so when the doctor came in, he went ahead and he prepared me. He said, I just want to let you know that the consequences of the brain tumor, because of where it is, you might wake up and not being able to see. So my vision is gone. And I was like, wait a minute, doctor, I'm the visionary of the family. When I'm saying the most successful one, I'm the one with the big dreams.
Mhm.
I'm the one that always, waving a flag like, hey, you can do it. And then whatever you saying that you can do it, let's 10 times it.
Mhm.
I'm always the advocate, want to leave you better than how I found you. So when they said my vision, I said, you mean to tell me I got to depend on somebody for my vision? That was huge to me. And the revelation I got, of course, I'm already a prayer warrior, but now I got to go deeper.
Mhm.
Now I have to be able to detox from everything. And so now I got to see, how do I turn these two? Because I went from being healthy with nothing. Now you telling me I got thyroid and a brain tumor.
Mhm.
And my vision getting ready to go at any time. So once I got, of course, I started researching. I started looking at, Dr. Sebi. I started researching, like, how can I revert it? And of course, no cure. And I went to this event. And I met this lady, and she said, oh, I have hypo. She had hyper. I have hypo. She said, I have hyper, and my heart rate was like 125. She said, but what I did is I went to this place, and now I'm cured. Wait a minute. The doctor just told me I can't get a cure. I said, I came to this event for you. Do you know God has an assigned person to talk to you? You don't know who it's going to be. They're not going to look like how you think they're going to look. They're not going to come how you think they're going to be packaged. When God sends that person to give you, to let you know to keep on the journey. And so when that lady told me that, that's when I began. And when she told me the place, I went straight to, and the name was Progressive, Holistic Care.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I was living kind of part-time in Georgia, part-time in South Carolina, because South Carolina is where I'm originally from. And when I went to the doctor, and he said, oh, yes, ma'am, we can help you, but that'll be $3,000. What? Okay, I don't have $3,000. So guess what I did? I walked out because I don't have the money.
Yeah.
So I let the money stood in the way of me getting healed.
Mm-hmm.
And so I walked back. So a couple of more months, I'm dealing with it, but my husband said I was getting worse. And I'm thinking, okay, what can I do? So now I went from hypothyroidism, now weight gain, now other things are happening. So you all, if you don't get about your health, if you don't fix it, some more stuff coming down the pipeline now.
Mm-hmm.
So of course I went and did my family tree. Now I have to have these conversations with mama and about big mama. What did big mama die of? What kind of issue do my mom have? What kind of issues do my daddy have? Because, my daddy's incarcerated, but I'm watching, I go to the prison, see him, and I know he got ulcers on his leg, taken back by the guy with the feet.
Mm-hmm.
So now he had a little ulcer that was like the size of a dime. The next call that I get, they saying, Angie, you need to come and prepare your dad for death. What? Wait a minute, God. When it rains, it's pouring.
Mm-hmm.
So now you telling me that I go from being healthy, and now one of the worst things is being able to watch one of your family members deteriorate. And you as a nurse
can't do anything.
Can't do nothing. Can't do nothing. And you having to sit there helpless. And again, I couldn't do nothing anyway because he's incarcerated.
Mm-hmm.
So, what can I do? But sit here and I'm watching, and I'm going to the prison, and I'm looking at his leg slowly, going up, turning black.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like, Angie, I'm going to die, but I want to die with my legs. So I'm fighting back tears because I want people to know that I'm an advocate. I immediately jumped on being an advocate for heart disease when this happened. And then these things was coming on and was happening. I was like, okay, God, what can I do? You know, you showing me all these signs. What can I do? I went back to Progressive, and it was an African-American doctor, and he told me two things. He asked me, why are you back? And what can I do? And I said, I got worse. He said, exactly. He said, I knew you was going to be back. He said, but you telling me that you put price in front of your life. So that let me know you didn't value life. But you out here taking care of everybody else. You really is a hypocrite because you promoting life as a nurse, but you're not even taking your own health serious.
We never do.
Exactly.
We be the worst ones.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's when he said it to me like that. Sometimes you have to talk to people hardcore for them to get it. And when he talked to me like that, I was like, okay, doc, you know what? I don't have the $3,000, but let's work something out. And that's what he did. They went ahead, and so when I went ahead and signed up, and he tested me for everything. The difference between holistic doctors and traditional doctors are trained to give you something to medicate the symptom. Holistic doctors and naturopaths, they are trained to get to the root cause on why this thing is not working. It was working, but now it's not working. So he did a saliva test. He tested my hair. They tested my stool. And they went ahead and tested. I think they looked at everything. Your fingernails. I think we was talking to the nail tech that's in here, and she was saying that she does nails. So your fingernails have a language. If you have stripes on your nails, if your nails kind of grow and they kind of curve a little bit, kind of like club feet, those have a language. The discoloration of your nails, they turn yellow. That's a language. So when you're not looking at these things, and like I said, going back to the 30s,
Girlfriend is so smart.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm telling you, when I went heavy, I dived deep because now I got all these issues. I got to find out how to help myself. And so once I did that, and I would start seeing my numbers change. So I don't take medicine to this day. The reason why I don't take medicine, so I was going to the doctor for the brain tumor every 6 months, getting an MRI. And I walked out there and I told him, I said, God, you told me by my stripes I am healed. I say, your page, those words got to come off the page into my life. I say, I declare and decree right now, healing over my body. I said, I declare, I'm not going to walk in this and I'm not going to keep on going on what the doctor say. I say, doctor, you are the doctor. You have to come in this room. I mean, now I'm talking about, I was talking heavy to God. Like, you got to do what you said. How am I out here promoting and telling people about you? And you going to let me go through the valley? But I had to. How can I tell people? And that's what he did. So when he began to change it, I went from going every 3 months. The next time I went to the urologist, he said, Angie, you don't have to come back for 3 years. And guess what? Last year was my 3rd year. I couldn't go because I was in California. And I haven't had any issue with a brain tumor since.
Oh, look at the Lord.
So don't tell me God won't do it. God will do it.
When he gives you a purpose, he's going to make sure you know what your purpose
is. He will.
So going back to the guy with the foot, I noticed on one of the services that you do promote and talk about is a foot detox.
Yes.
So explain what that is and what it does.
Okay. When you having a foot detox, like I said, your body has a language. And because this man was not examining feet, and again, when you're looking at your feet, a lot of times when you overweight, it stops you. But I challenge everybody to get a mirror. If you're a female, put the mirror down, have it face up, straddle the mirror, sit down, and I want you to act like you're having a bowel movement. Look at your body. You need to look at every orifice of your body to see is anything abnormal, any lumps, bumps, bruises, drainage, anything, rashes, discoloration. You want to know, take a picture. So when you go to your healthcare provider, you want to tell them like, hey, I noticed this rash on whatever time stamp. That's why I want you to get the picture. So then when you look at it again in a week or 2 weeks and you notice it's getting better or worse, now you got something, a portfolio to show the doctor. Like, this is what's happening. So with the foot detox, I need you to do the same thing. A lot of people, if you overweight, you can't see. So I need you to get on, have a mirror that you can look at the bottom, the soles of your feet, being able to open them up. Like, even if you can't do it, and I know a lot of people, some people hate feet. Me personally, I love feet. When a homeless patient come into me, I'm taking them my bath. Your feet have to be clean and you have to smell good. You have to smell good. I go to war for it because I know. And maybe because the scripture in the Bible, when they say let it go at feet, I know I can relate. So when your detoxification comes in with your feet, you have to be able to look at the changing of the water. and you being able to say that. So when you're looking at it, and once you get in the water, and once you put, the ingredients in there, and you watch the water change colors, it's mind blowing.
Mm-hmm.
And you're able to see yeast. I mean, when I'm not a smoker, but if it's black, a lot of times it's pulling out the toxins in your body.
Mm-hmm.
So mine's when you seeing the bubbles turn like a whitish color, that's the yeast coming out your body.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I told my husband, I say, listen, when we detox, we can't have bread. We can't have anything that's gonna cause yeast. But my husband was drinking beer at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Beer is made of yeast, you all. So of course it still was coming out, coming out the water. So when you seeing it change color, that is telling you, again, your body has a language and you need to listen.
So with the foot detox, it gets lighter the more you do it and the more you detox, correct?
The more you do it, but not necessarily the more you do it, the more you change what you put in your body.
Okay.
Because the detox is pulling everything from your body that you done put in. Because again, you're not knowing that you've been around a person that smokes. So when you come in and you looking at your water, I can tell you're a smoker without you telling me you're a smoker.
Mm-hmm.
So I can tell you if you've been eating a lot of yeast rolls, or because like I said, the bubbles of the water would change color.
Got you. So now let's transition, because we apply the detox in everything in our life for people who are entrepreneurs, or just in like, how do you detox your life or your business?
When I put detox your business on there, because many times, business and health is hand in hand. If you're not feeling your best, other people around you going to get affected. And a lot of us are entrepreneurs. And when you're an entrepreneur, it weighs heavy, especially when them numbers at the end of the month not mathing. When the math not mathing, when it's not mathing, and you wonder like, okay, I invested in this, but I don't have the ROI. Like, how can I make this number and I still got these bills? So I noticed that I got depressed with, trying to keep up with stuff like that. So I tell every healthcare, if you're doing a business, make sure you put your health as priority, because a lot of times when you're an entrepreneur and you haven't been properly educated, you are the one-man show. You're doing it all. You're stretching yourself wide, stretching yourself thin, because you're trying to do social media. You're trying to do the running. You're trying to host events. You're trying to take the call. You are the one behind the emails. You don't have a person. You might say you have an assistant.
Say we have a person, but I am the person. Hi guys, I'm literally everybody in this
exactly.
camp.
So you are the one of many, and when you're the one of many, it's draining because you don't realize. And like I said, we start doing functioning even with these issues. So I'm sure, Taye, like you said, you have issues with your health, but because you still can function, you ignore it. We take a Tylenol, we take a Motrin,
instead of actually diving into why I feel this way. For me, it's mostly sleep. I know my problem. I need to get some sleep. Yeah. But when you have so much going on, and a lot of us, we still have jobs and run our business and doing all the back end things of business, especially if you're service based, like it can be a whole lot doing a thing and making sure that you're healthy in that way. So what about detoxing in relationships?
Wow. I did go, this is like 2015. I went on a private sabbatical because I had entered to some relationships, but they seemed to fail. They were short-lived. And I couldn't understand, like, God, what am I doing wrong? And like I said, I was a prayer warrior, but at that time, I'm still trying to operate off Angie. And so when I decided, I said, God, I'm going to do something different. Instead of me going to replace a person with a person, because the only way, the saying, the only way to get over somebody is to get somebody else. So I fell in the trap. And I was like, okay, God, I'm going to have to walk this thing out. And that is the hurting part. And I went on that sabbatical. So I did that sabbatical for a year and a half. And before God sent my husband back. So my husband called me out the blue, ex-husband, because we were divorced for 10 years.
I said, you got to talk, because your story is very...
Yeah, we was divorced for 10 years. And so when he called me out the blue, he said, I'm coming to California to get my wife. I was like, wait a minute, bro. You don't have no wife. Because at that time, he was older than me. Demetrius and I was destined to do well. But I went outside of the marriage. I was the one, people look at it, as him, but I was the one that had kind of got fed up because we had endured so much. It was just tragic. But once I began to get my life together, because I'm coming from a single parent home, he comes from a 2-parent home, and people think that don't matter. It does. It does.
You raised Is
Period. And that's how it was. So of course my mom and daddy was separated. So of course I gave my son the same thing I saw.
because it was
And
okay. Like you done it.
okay,
It's possible.
So,
Got you.
but the thing is, because I came from trailer park, but we had built a house in the suburbs though.
Mhm.
And so when we went to the suburbs, I hated it. I was like, I don't see people. I'm in the trailer park now. Trailer park, everybody saw everybody.
Right.
So you go from where people buying sugar to now you don't see neighbors.
Mhm.
Everybody stick to their own stuff. So I would go home at nighttime, late night, and early in the morning, I'm back in the trailer park.
Mhm.
And so of course that was short lived, and I ended up going and did infidelity. And so the divorce happened. When he called me, now I done went to nursing school, got myself together, because I wanted to get back what I had. See, one thing about exposure, once you see it, you want to know, how can I get back there?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so that's so I went to nursing school. His mom raised our son, and I slept in the car. And when I tell people not necessarily homeless, I was hungry. So I went to school at night. I worked at night, and I went to school early in the morning. So I would sleep in the parking lot, and people would wake me up by knocking on the hood of my car, and I would wash my face with the brown paper towels in the bathroom, but I would keep a toothbrush with me.
Mhm.
And that's how my life was. And I sacrificed for a year
Mhm.
until I was able to get stable, to finish school. So I did that, and I tell people that side of the story because they looking at it now like, Angie, how did you get here? They looking at what they think of the glory. They don't know our background story.
Mhm.
So yeah, but once
Mhm.
we reconcile, and I end up coming back over to the East Coast after that. So, and we coming up on
Your
7
man
years.
came and got you. He was like, let's go.
Yeah, we coming up on 7 years of marriage. So, and I can tell everybody, it's totally different from being young and immature and being around friends. And whoever you around, let me make sure I say that. Whoever you around, that's what you're gonna be.
Mm.
So even though I was married, I had a lot of single friends. So marriage wasn't upheld and talked about. So even though they don't have to tell you not to do it, you end up taking on your environment.
Mhm.
So, I highly suggest that if you trying to pursue a relationship, be around other healthy marriages so you'll know what they look like.
That's right. That's a very good advice.
Yes.
Very, very good
Yes.
advice. And how do you juggle that once you go into business with your partner?
Okay, so my husband and I have a podcast called The Lead Life Experiences, and as we are talking about, because so many people was amazed, how did y'all not have outside kids? How did y'all not get remarried within the 10 years? And the reason I can only say it was because of God, but now our relationship is founded with God as the foundation. That we talking, we reading the Bible, and we able to put those things forth, and we know how to communicate. Taye, we wasn't talking. He would get off his job and he'll go hang with friends. He was young. I was staying at home. I was like what they considered trophy wife. I stayed at home in a nice house, in the suburbs, with the child, but he was out there in the streets. So of course it didn't take long for the tables to turn. So now we know we are each other friends. We are each other friends.
It's not supposed to be. Your mate should be your best friend. Like one of them. Ain't got to be the only one.
Should be.
But really should be one of your best friends that you can talk to about anything.
Yes.
So say how has surrounding yourself with the right individuals helped you to elevate in your life, in your career?
Hanging around the right, because number one, invest in yourself. Wherever it is that you're trying to go, don't be afraid to pay the money. Wherever I go, if it's not free, I'm paying my way to get there. I pay extra so I can get a seat at the table. I pay extra because when you don't know the language, I pay to sit at the table so I can know the language, so it won't be, you can't understand what you don't know.
Yeah.
You can't ask questions if you don't know what questions to ask. And that was my problem, that I was going to places and I invested so much money into people that had poor integrity. I invested so much money in people who sold me a dream. Like, Angie, I could get you here, that did nothing. And I found myself like, okay, what can you do? So I was like, okay, now I have to be strategic on when I'm going to these events. I have to be strategic on what is it that I want to know before I making a transaction. What is it that I desperately want to know or take away from this event? Like recently, Deion Sanders, he came to the book signing. I am a livid advocate book reader, so I had already read the book on Audible before I got to him. And so when he came, I got a signed copy once he was there. So I knew I was going to meet him. So I wanted to meet him.
Okay, and so let's go back to talking about the events, especially here in Atlanta.
Okay.
Everybody want to do an event.
Yes.
Everybody want to say I'm a mentor, I'm a coach, I do this, I can help
Yes.
you, this 1, 2, 3. What would you say? Because I know you go to a lot of them.
Uh-huh.
For someone who's really looking for the right direction and the right person, what are some key things that you look at when deciding whether this is the event I should be at or this is the person I should look into more for helping me reach my goals?
Okay. First, I'm going to ask you to do an inventory or an assessment of yourself.
Mhm.
Where are you trying to go? And where are you trying to go? Who is already in the industry? So the way you find that out is you go on the hashtags.
Mhm.
Hashtag business coach, hashtag detox coach, whatever, hashtag post op. And when you put in that particular thing, you want to see who coming up. And then now it's time for you to put your investigation hat on, because now you need to know, is Taye who she say she is?
Mhm.
You know, is Taye really doing this? And now if you seeing it and you like it, because anybody can pay for a photo shoot to look pretty.
Right.
So I can, a lot of stuff that we get, it be staged. I didn't know that was a thing. When I found out, when I went to the BET Awards and I seen all those people, the first year I paid $10,000 to get in there, $5,000 for the ticket, and then the money to get there. So 2016, I paid the money, and at the end of the show, when it was Sheila was doing Purple Rain, you'll see my face. You sure will, in the audience. So the next year, I was able to go free. Again, God show you things in signs. It's a thing called seat fillers.
Mhm.
So when I went there, these people came already dressed up, and I'm like, what are they doing? And the man say, right here. Because what they do, they want the illusion when the camera come, they don't want the scene empty.
Mhm.
So they'll let you come in and be a seat filler. And so we all ran to the seat. And so you kindly get up that when somebody come that really purchased the ticket, you kindly move to another empty seat. And that's the only, the cons to it.
You got to constantly move.
Yeah, got to
and
constantly
seat
move.
filler.
But say you got a good seat and they never show up. Exactly. Exactly.
Gosh, I bet that, because I've wanted to go one day, but I didn't know it was that expensive.
Yeah. Well, I did the VIP top tier though. So they have different tiers, and you can go and be in the audience. But like I said, when I go somewhere, I'm doing it for a purpose.
You are, and I know for a fact you're gonna sit right where you're supposed to be.
Exactly. So because I go, and what got me like that is Oprah Winfrey. I have been a fan of hers, and I went to the Oprah Winfrey event. She came to, I think, Greenville, South Carolina, and my friend paid for the tickets because, again, I'm not really knowing. And I think it was like 2014. And when I was out there talking and mingling, a lady showed me, bless you, that she had a picture with Oprah. And I said, how did you get that picture? She said, oh, I paid $1,000. And so I said, and I think our tickets were like $3. I said, so you mean to tell me that if I had paid a little more money, I could have got up close in front? And she was like, yeah. Ever since she told me that, I've been VIP majority of the time. Majority of the time.
If I know Angie showing up somewhere, one thing I do know is sis got a VIP ticket.
If I don't have if it be a little expensive now, and I can't get the VIP status, and depending on how my money rolling, then I just want to get in the room.
Mm-hmm.
But if I get in the room, I'm gonna wait people out.
Mm-hmm.
Because I got to get to the person who arranged the event. I need to know, I'm going to meet you. If you was hosting an event and I wanted you to get your attention, I'm going to outweigh everybody. I don't care how much it costs. I don't care how long it is. I'm going to outweigh everybody, and I'm going to get you. But I just get a picture, I'm going to be able to talk to you to get on your radar.
Mm-hmm.
And once I do it, I always take a picture with them, and then I send it to them. And so they'll know now I'm on their radar.
Yeah. That's smart. That's really smart. Right. You got to have a purpose. You can't just be popping up to places just to look cute. Yeah. That don't even make sense anymore. You buying a whole outfit. Ain't nobody seeing you who needed to see you. Yes. Let's be clear. There's been times I went to events and majority of the guests aren't even paying attention to the important people in the room. You trying to go to the backdrop.
Exactly.
That's where you want to go. You got your selfie stick and you just worried about you. You're not even realizing it could be somebody that could change your life.
Period.
And want to.
Period.
And who knows, may even pour love into you, not even charge what they would normally charge. You just never know. I done got so many things, she knows, from going to events, just showing up and talking. And never be afraid to talk about your business either. Like, that's something I had to learn. Wherever I am, somebody gonna know about Nurse to Beauty. Somebody's gonna know what I do, because there's somebody that needs you, or may know somebody that needs you.
Yes.
So tell us where all we can find you, your social medias, if they want to book you for a foot detox. How do we go about doing that?
Okay. Number one, I'm not really like doing services right now. I'm really more that I can do consultations over the telephone. I can tell you how to do your detox.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can buy this. Do you do foot detox? You do it? Oh, you don't do
it?
Yeah. So I was concierge and I still do some concierge services, but for certain people.
Mm-hmm.
So if I find out it's somebody that like need it, because I know people don't know about it,
mm-hmm.
I go ahead and I do my smoothies, because again, in your line of work, because I started doing concierge service when I did post-op after COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I needed a job because everybody was sheltered in place and I didn't have any money.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, God, what can I do? And I heard him say, be yourself. So I immediately went to Craigslist, put an ad on there. So that's how I got started doing post-op.
Mm-hmm.
And so by the time I came on back because my family was scared. After I met you, connected with you, because Taye and I lived in the travel house.
Yes, we did. First of all, we met in San Jose, California.
Yes.
And we're living in a house together with all travel nurses.
Yes.
So that is how we started our friendship journey.
Yes.
She didn't want to talk to nobody the first night when she got there, but it's cool though. I said, I bet you tomorrow I'm opening that door. She gonna say something to me.
No, you work it all the time, so I never did know your schedule. And I said, hey, every time I'm here, you never here. And she said, oh, because I have 2 jobs. And this here is for the nurses.
Mm-hmm.
That if you are working, never, ever, just have one job. Unless your job's paying you extremely well.
Especially if you're a traveler. I'm not there to make friends. Like I made the friends that was in the house. But I was there to get that money. Like
yes.
I had a regular traveling contract, and then I had a PRN or per diem. Like, I was working like 5-6 days a week.
Yes. And so when Taye and I did talking, I said, why are you never here? And she was explaining to me that she had the 2 jobs. And I was like, oh. And I mean, it made sense that the money that you spend, and you have to have a way to bring that money back. So those of you with travel nurses and you on location, you don't have family there anyway, go ahead and sign up for you a per diem job or the agency work that pays by the day. And that way your traveling money, you really can save and pocket that. And then you can live off your per diem money. That's how I did it. But once Taye introduced me to it, COVID happened. We didn't know it was COVID at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But then COVID happened. And the rest is kind of history. So
yeah, we changed the game. We did everything we could do.
Yeah.
So what's your social media?
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, my social media is the Detoxologist on Instagram, and then even on TikTok. Then I put Angie Lee blogs on there because I'm always going somewhere hosting events. But I would love for you to follow me on my husband and I podcast, and it's called the Lead Life Experiences. We on all social media platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and all your streaming platforms like Google Play, Apple Play. So wherever you listen to podcasts, you will be able to find us, the Lead Life Experience podcast.
Wonderful. Again, it was so good to see you again, because
Yes.
it's been forever.
Yes.
Well, actually it hasn't, but it feels like it has. And thank you so much for coming on to the show to
Awesome.
share your experience. Guys, please make sure you save this. It's going to stream on YouTube as soon as we get off live. So we'll see you guys next Monday. Everybody have a safe and happy week.
And don't forget.
Your friends and family will never know the truth. Like I up and left a good nigga out the blue. Already reaching out to women and the girls, I said forget it with you. Never seen it, never understood. Wish I could hurt you, but you'll never notice pain. Wish I could change you, but for me you stay the same. Wish I could take your heart and rip it, that's the least of what I'm feeling. But you good cause you got hoes you can't complain to. Can't believe that I ever tried to save you. Straight from mommy to Diana's little baby. It's my fault, I can't admit it. Stay too long and too committed. Man, I should've fucked that one nigga, at least he had good credit. Every time I let some shit slide, my soul died. Every text message I seen, I swear my soul died. What I'ma have left to love on me now? Damn, I hope this shit just make your dad proud. You ain't good for me, that's why I keep grinding. Wish this choice was harder, but you keep lying. We've been through so much, that shit don't mean nothing. When you fuck it up, that shit don't mean nothing. Now I'm back to loving me on my own. That's cool. like a fool. Want the hoes to know it wasn't you. That nigga got something to prove. You thought that you win, but you lose. Baby, can